Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow. I think I'm kind of more or less officially set up, reset up with a new computer, new everything, and this is basically my production house. This is basically what I'm going to be doing more videos on in the not so distant future. Now, I haven't brought my main camera down yet. I'm still using like a little webcam. But I figure for what I'm going to be doing in the near future, this should be sufficient because I'm going to be showing more charts and data than I am myself. You don't really need to see me. What does that matter? Hopefully my audio is okay. I think it's okay. But anyway, what we're going to be looking at right now is we're going to be looking at Cardano, Cardano's dominance, its price, and basically dominance overall, right? I recently watched this segment with Into the Cryptoverse, and I was watching him talking about Ethereum dominance and how Ethereum dominance bottomed at the exact same place it did last cycle. And I got to thinking, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't even thought to look at that for Cardano. And so what you're looking at here, this middle window here is Cardano's market cap dominance over the last previous cycles. And if you look all the way back here, you can see how Cardano's price started to rise up a little bit and its dominance had bottomed. I'm going to move this just out of the way here. That was how much it had grown. So basically this 605% you see here, that is how much Cardano's dominance grew basically from its bottom to its peak, okay, of the market cycle. And its peak in the market cycle is about 4.47%. And I want you to keep that in mind because you have to remember also, this is before Cardano had smart contracts or any real use case. So I'm going to get rid of that. And now you can see here, and this is all new. This is stuff that I just looked at today. And I recently wrote an article, and I think I shared it. I think I talked about it in a video. But I recently wrote an article on cryptocrow.io, and I was talking about my Cardano prediction and how that's changing given how the market's been kind of changing and what I'm seeing unfold. And I basically had predicted that Cardano is likely going to peak out sometime in February, right? And now when I look at this, I thought, well, this is nuts. So if we look at where Cardano's dominance bottomed to where it peaked, that was about 236 days, okay? Now, if I want to go back here and look at where we are currently, Cardano's dominance has started to rise a little bit. It's currently sitting at around 0.8%. It's been at like 0.5% for quite a while, like years, okay? So this is, the bottom is in on Cardano's dominance, and it's rising. Now, if we were to look at it with the same time frame, this is 232 days. Guess where that ends up? It ends up right on February 20th of 2026. February 20th of 2026. I was absolutely mind blown. My wife was sitting here and I was like, I wonder something. I'm going to look this up. And I looked it up. I'm like, you remember that article I wrote where I projected Cardano's peak in February? And I'm like, look at this. I'm like, I bet you this shows up as February dominance peak. And sure enough, it does. And if we were to do this, the same dominance, rise up and all that, I mean, we'd be looking at about 640%. And that would take us to basically, about 4.41% dominance. Now, the question is, do we think that dominance is going to be the same as it was last year? Or do we think that Cardano is going to get more dominance in this market cycle than it has in previous cycles, given obviously everything related to both regulation, the idea that Cardano is very likely going to be ruled some sort of commodity instead of a security. I mean, its staking yield isn't going to be, I mean, there's so many things pointing to Cardano being like one of the big grand poobahs in the future. I mean, not just in the future, but like being recognized for what it is right now, right? So the question is does dominance rise faster than it did last cycle? And do we achieve a higher level of dominance? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I asked Grok 4, what would Cardano's price be if the total market cap, so this is down here, this is the total crypto market cap. It's currently sitting at about $3.87 trillion. All right. And the thing is that around here, it's Cardano, the total market cap. I'm going to make sure I'm lining this up. Right when it bottomed, the market capitalization was sitting at about 1.1 trillion. And by the peak of that cycle, okay, the absolute master peak, it broke about $3 trillion. So it went up basically went from 1 trillion to 3 trillion in a matter of, 240 days. Okay. If we were to now, all the crypto bills, crypto regulations, all of this stuff, Trump himself has basically said that the U.S. is going to be the crypto capital of the world. We're going to inject like over $10 trillion into the crypto markets, blah, blah, blah. Well, if we were to do the same thing this cycle that we did last cycle, basically we would be at least, we're at 4. So if we'd be close to a $12 trillion market cap. If we were at a $12 trillion market cap and Cardano broke 4.5%, Cardano would be around $14, folks. Okay, let that sink in. So this is really, really getting crazy. And you can see here that this was Cardano's price. So basically right around here was Cardano's price. It was around 14 cents when right before its dominance bottomed, and then it rose all the way up over 2,000%. This is a 2,000% price increase over a period of roughly 240 days. So what do we think is going to happen this cycle? All lines, all data, everything is basically pointing to a significant Cardano rally in a significant Cardano peak price. Now, I've been saying for I don't know how many years now that I expected Cardano to get past $8 or get to $8. Let's be real. I said $8. I called an $8 ADA. But I've been calling that for a while because the numbers are there. But I really think we're going to break $8 this cycle. I can't see. If I'm wrong, well, that sucks. Okay. But I think we're actually going to go beyond $8 this cycle. Everything in the market, everything in the world, everything is leaning towards Cardano. And then when I think about it, right when the market peaked, we got smart contracts last cycle. And I'm thinking it wouldn't be Cardano if it came in a day late and dollar short with Laos right when the market peaks, because that's just how it is. We have all of this use. We have, and to me, Laos is more a luxury. It's more a, it's almost like a quality of life fix, not even necessarily a fix, but just a general improvement across the board with everything, transactional throughput, obviously being key. So yes, it's going to send Cardano into entirely new levels of use and functionality, but it wouldn't be Cardano and their release schedule if they released it before the peak of the market cycle. Would it? I would jokingly say that the day the market peaks will be the day they announce the launch of Laos. That's just the way they work. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Regardless, though, there is so much that is launched since the last market. It doesn't matter. So that's kind of where I'm at with this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this starting to get a little nuts? Are you guys starting to see what's happening and what the potential for Cardano is? Don't even forget the idea that it's basically got the biggest community in crypto online. It has the largest social sentiment of everything. It's trending everywhere pretty much all the time nowadays. Listen, I've been following this now for so many years, and I really do think we're going to break. I think we're going to well above break Like if we don't get to $10 at this point, at the peak of this cycle, I'll actually be kind of surprised. Whereas, 6 months ago, I would have said I'm just hopeful for 8. So I really do think this is going to go really, really crazy. But at the same time, if Cardano's going to get that crazy, so is everything else. Ethereum's going to pump. Bitcoin's going to get nuts. I can see Bitcoin breaking, 250,000 easily. I mean, my prediction that I've let sit on my charts every time I go live sits at around $283,000 Bitcoin, and that's in October. So there's not that much time, and we know that the Cardano peak, the altcoin market peaks after Bitcoin, right? Because it always starts with Bitcoin. Bitcoin peaks out as it, filters its value, its liquidity down into like Ethereum and then into the alt. And the thing is I honestly expect to see Cardano 3 or 4x. Like I think Ethereum's going to pump first as it normally does. And it's going to keep everything at bay for a little while. But once Ethereum peaks, I think Cardano and a lot of the other projects are going to far surpass Ethereum's growth. Last market cycle, Cardano grew against Ethereum by over 608% in about 140 days. And this was during a period where they were both kind of climbing. So it's going to be very exciting, man. I feel like we're really watching like the tortoise and the hare and a whole bunch of other animals running through the fields trying to figure out who's going to win. As long as everybody goes up and everybody does well, and as long as everybody's positioned to change their lives, I truly, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I truly don't care what blockchain you're a part of, whether I like it or not. It does not matter. As long as everybody does well, I don't care. As long as you do well, I really want everybody to do well in this market. So yeah, that's that. I'm just going to leave it there because this is pretty exciting stuff. And I just wanted to share. Anytime I find a new finding, I want to start sharing it. I will also say that now that I'm set up down here, even though my video is trash, I mean, let's be real about it. I feel like I just went back to 2017. I just happen to have more gray hair. I am going to start doing some more deep dives into other projects. I'm going to take a look at what I think, some of these other projects in the crypto sphere, because I know you all want it. I know a lot of you guys are feeling nostalgic. I know you want me to start covering other projects other than Cardano. I've been lazy. It's really not been a matter of laziness, honestly. It's really been a matter of trying to figure out what's worth my time. What's worth me spending time researching. And it's like, I don't want to spend my entire, I don't want to spend the bear market researching a bunch of trash projects that aren't even going to be around like now. So I'm going to start doing those, and I am going to be releasing them first on cryptocrow.io. And so because everybody that supports me there, I can't tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of them, or you, because I'm sure you're probably watching this. But I am going to start releasing these kind of deep dive review segments there first, and then they'll probably go public on YouTube about a week later. So until next time, thanks for joining me, folks. Crow your coins, and I'll see you again soon.